Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They got me by the Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a dilute. I order blood on my tongue. Thinking it's a warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist but you smell me. One spark and I bet you I'ma blow up. Just throw my name around. Get stupid then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A bunch of thinking in his man but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. But drink a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, come be brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I pour all the plaques, you just sack your kind. Straight rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they can float like. Up in the storage and I'm man. Up, down, down, man, I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. And just turn back, turtle glands with the feed in. High samurai, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy ball. Bad attitude like Maracas, my whole to the A. And I bet you can't stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This is your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. You're on the West Coast right now. Go ahead and get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And on today, I'm going to go over the 7 epic differences of what DC Studios is doing right now and what Marvel Studios is doing. So that's going to be a complete reaction video. It's going to be brand new. Something I've been sitting on for a while. I ran across this video on, I think it was last week. I think I seen it. I just haven't had an opportunity to actually watch it. So I kind of want to watch it and see exactly what they're talking about. And you know, it's from a smaller channel, so shout out to them. They made this video like 3 weeks ago. It's a Max Flex. So shout out to the video. We're gonna go over it and see exactly if this video has anything to it, as far as like seeing the differences and who wins and who doesn't win in this. Now I call it war of the comic book movie studio. Something to me that we should have got, personally for me, we should have got a long time ago. But of course, there was Warner Brothers who just wasn't operating at the capacity that it should have been running. And then you have Marvel that started off on fire. And then now it's slowly, I guess, in the slow cooker. if you want to say it like that. Uh, but it's still a studio. It's still a money making studio. It's not like they completely fell off the wagon. You know what I mean? So it's so viable. And to me, no matter what, as long as both studios are successful, it's still a win for comic book fans. And especially people who maybe not comic book fans coming from the comic book genre, but the ones who have taken a liking to comic book movies. So, I think this is a win nonetheless. But of course, today we are going to get into it and see, like, basically who's the winner of all of this. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. I had to make a new thumbnail. So if you see me kind of moving, that's the reason why I'm doing that. But hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant over at the Heavy Gant channel. But if you've been here a while, you already know how I go. The real question is,
Say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
all right. All right, give me just a second. I know I heard something in the background. I'm like, what the heck? I do kicks. Can you mute? All right, there we go. All right. I was wondering, I'm like, what is the Hadou kids going on? all right. Let me see who was all in the house real quick. While I'm also like I'm over here doing like multiple things at once. Um, just trying to get, oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. It's gonna be one of them days. It's gonna be it's going to be one of those days today. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna get to y'all in just a second. But it was trying to be one of them days. But we always find a way. And I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm in the camp now where what is it, Murphy's Law, whatever can happen will happen. Jeez. All right. Let me see what's all in the house real quick, and then we gonna get into all of this. Q is not a robot. What's up? Miss Roberta, the church auntie. Good morning. Y'all better not be acting a fool up in here. Y'all see who up here? It ain't like last night. She here tonight. Marley Mar, good morning. Xavier Phoenix, good morning. Erica D, aka She Loves Fantasy, good morning. Savage Cabbage is up in here, good morning. Sharita's up in here, good morning. Junior Network is in here, good morning. Tracy Woods, good morning. Andre Ware says time to taste the biscuits. Yeah, I got my hair did. I got my hair did last night. On yesterday, I got my hair did. Torian Rain Reloaded. What's up? And check out the video that we did last night, the live stream that we did last night, where Torian most definitely was a guest onto the show. Appreciate you coming through. Let me see. My man Gray is up here. What's up? What's up? Hey, we'll talk. We'll see you later, but it's good to see you up in here. Wavy things. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I mean, it happens like that, Savage Cabbage, man. It happens. Man, it just be like, man, if it ain't one, it's a month, another. That's how I feel sometimes. Yeah, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That's right. It's Murphy's Law. Uh Let me see. What's up, Hunter Iggy? It's good to see you up in the chat. What's up? What's up? What's up? He said, what is your thoughts on people getting triggered? They are saying that James Gunn stole the title from Zack Snyder's Man of Tomorrow. I don't care. And not that I don't care about your question. I don't care what these people are saying. For the mere fact is that you still have people that still on the Snyder Code thing, still kind of hating on what James Gunn is doing. And again, I would never, and this is the honest to God's truth. This is the honest to God's truth. I would have never thought that I would be the guy who will watch Superman. I'm talking about over and over again. Me and my brother go back and forth. Me and my brother used to go back and forth. He like Superman Returns. I think Superman Returns is boring as hell. It's very boring. But he's like, oh well, it's like, if Donner did Superman 3, okay, it doesn't make it none less boring because it's boring as hell to me. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? That is just me. I think it's boring as hell. But he loves it, right? I think Man of Steel is cool. I don't think it's good. It's cool, but I don't think it's a good movie. To me, that's just my personal opinion. I love Superman 1 and I love Superman 2, the Donner cut. I like the Donner cut more than I do the theatrical version, right? But I don't think those movies are cool for nostalgia. That's as far as it goes for me. So where I get my Superman fix, I'll put it like this. Because Batman is still my favorite character in DC. And the Joker is my favorite villain of all times, bar none. I don't care which version it is. You know what I mean? Even what's his name? Jared Leto's version. A hooka burning bats or whatever. Hooka burning love. Still Joker. You know what I mean? One of my favorite villains of all. I think he's my favorite villain of all time. My favorite Joker is still the animated series version, right? So where I get my fix at is, the animated universe. Whether it was Justice League Unlimited, whether it was Superman animated series, or all the dope Warner Brothers animation versions of Superman has always been fire to me. And all this talk about, oh man, this Superman's weak and this Superman's this, that, and the other. I'm like, yo, this Superman, we ain't never seen Superman get beat. He got beat by, he's not even a Kryptonian. I'm like, yo, my man, do you know how many conversations I see online? Did you watch this movie? It clearly said that this clone of Superman was stronger than Clark. He was stronger and he was dumber. That was the whole spiel that Lex was giving Clark Kal-El. You know what I mean? That's the speech that he was giving him. So I'm like, okay, I've seen Superman get whooped on. Still came out a hero. And we forget that this is an early version of Superman. Just like when I was watching the Batman and the Batman was swinging down, he ran into the side of the to the bridge. And I ain't gonna lie, I was in the movies busted out laughing because I think just that was funny. But also I'm petty and something's wrong with me at times. You know what I mean? So though I don't mind a younger trying to learn Clark, a early version of Clark, not Clark being stoic, because what it seems like to be, they want them to be the power. I could be totally wrong. You know what I mean? But I'm going to say it like this. They want him to be the powerful imperial white man that sit up there being stoic. He can't do nothing wrong. He saves the day. He's the white savior. And I'm glad he didn't stick to that James Gunn didn't stick to just a trope of the white savior. He could just do no wrong. He could just do whatever. Even though in Man of Steel, he couldn't save his daddy. He just let his dad. I mean, what? And they get mad because he's saving squirrels and stuff like that. Like, he didn't save a cat out of a tree in the original Superman movie. It's weird to me. It's weird. You know what I mean? It's weird to me. So I don't really fall into what the chatter is online, because to me, it's a bunch of monkeys that sitting up there. You know what I'm saying? Like in the movie, just saying stuff. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of people just saying stuff like, y'all don't want to watch the movie. You want to complain. You want to get in. And what I'm starting to see, and y'all can tell me I'm wrong. Please. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, please put it in the chat. Put it in the comment section. But a lot of people is engagement farming, and the way that you engage farm online is to say the complete opposite of what everybody else is saying. And people's like, you didn't watch the movie? You know what I'm saying? You just do the complete opposite. You know damn well you didn't watch the movie, so you just start saying stuff out the side of your butt. You know what I mean? And that's what it really is. This is what grifters is doing. People online is doing this. They just want to engage. They want to be different. Cool, be different, but you're gonna be different and wrong at the same time. So I just don't listen to that. I don't listen to it. And a lot of times, like I said, I'm the last person I would ever think, I'm talking about myself, the last person I would ever think that would be really into a Superman movie, because they didn't make him just like he couldn't do no wrong. You know what I mean? Or he's just so powerful, and he's so this, and he's just a gigantic MacGuffin to save the day. One of the reasons why I don't read a lot of Superman comics, I'm reading it, he's not fallible. Like, he can't fail. I got a Clark, you know what I'm saying, that was pissed because they call him super shit online. You know what I'm saying? And it literally showed emotion. You know what I mean? Like, go back and watch Man of Steel. Find the emotional beats in that movie besides him breaking the neck of Zod. And then he's like, oh, he's breaking his neck because he didn't want to kill people. What about all the people of the buildings you destroyed in Metropolis? All the destruction and mayhem and chaos that you. That's why I like Batman v Superman is the beginning of it. Because if I was Bruce, I'd be on the same mission. Period. I'd be like, let me go holler at the Kryptonian real quick, because we got a problem, big dog. If I was any other superhero, I'll be at his neck. That's just me personally. You know what I mean? But again, you know, I'm thinking differently. So I'm glad what James Gunn gave me. I know a lot of people don't like the movie. I don't care what other people don't. I'm talking about myself. I like the movie because of the nuances. I didn't say it was the world's greatest script, because it's not. It's not. But it's a comic book movie that feels like a comic book. And honestly, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right. The Sikora Kingdom, what's up? Good morning. Are you checking out Mika G's stuff? I need you to make sure that you checking out what Mika G got going on or whatever. So, well, that's your opinion, and I have mine. So I like that. We need more guys out here that's just rather just do good because it's in their heart to do good. We need more people like that out here. You know what I'm saying? That's doing it, that want to do the good fight, not because they can be stars on social media. That's one of the reasons why I really do not like when people go out there and they want to protest, they want to be on the forefront, you know, the movement, and here they go, and they on TV or whatever. Man, I'm looking at your interior motive. Because are you really doing it because you really care about the people? Because if you really care about the people, there's so many unsung heroes that don't get on social media, that don't get on TV, that doesn't have a microphone in their voice, doing way more in the community than some of these fools is doing. They got a mic in front of their hand always when something happens, always when a protest happens, always when a police shooting happens. Whether whether it's in the right or wrong, here they come. So what is your real motive? That's just me. So a character like Clark that's just doing something because of doing it, that's what humanity needs. My personal opinion, that's what humanity needs. Humanity is missing that element of humanity because everybody's doing something for glory, for somebody to praise them, to put them on a pedestal when they're nobodies to me. But again, my personal opinion. So, okay, he said, Dre, you want that DBZ Goku? Hey, let's fight in the open space away from the city. Enemy, okay. I mean, yeah. But that's what Goku does. Goku want to scrap. Goku want to fight. He likes the challenge of fighting. That's how I do it here. Let's go to Antarctica. Let's go to a Cold War. Let's go out in space with Beerus and almost destroy the multiverse because how powerful the punches and the waves are from their fight. You know what I mean? But at least he wants to fight. You know what I mean? Maverick 77. What's up? Kendall Jordan, good morning. You said, so you think Batman no kill, not that? I don't. You got to rewrite that so I can understand that a little more. Let me see. Michael Johnson, good morning. Facts. Let me see if I missed anybody. More. Yeah, facts. All three Kryptonians were beating the brakes off of him. Nobody got a problem. But the clone of Superman, who's stronger and dumber, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he ain't supposed to be getting beat up. You can't make this stuff up. CK Smith, good morning. And I'll be excited if they give us a Justice League Unlimited. That would be dope. That would be pinnacle, honestly. But you know what also was pinnacle? The magnificent crew that go up and show out every morning for your boy. Let me shout y'all guys out. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. Again, thank you so much for all of the crew members, you magnificent, beautiful people. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys, again, hold it down for me at times where I just don't. Sometimes I be like, I want to go to bed. But you guys are so amazing that I continue to do this for you guys, and I appreciate it. And I thank you. What's up, Tina? What's up? Chimera, is it Chimera? What's up? I appreciate you coming in this morning. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. All right. Okay. I don't think Superman should kill everyone, but like Zod was going to stop killing. Hey, let him chase you. I'm just saying. I mean, like I said, in DBZ, they went out of space to go fight. You know what I mean? They went out of space to go fight. You want to fight me so bad? All right. You know what I'm saying? Chase me. You want me so bad? Come get me. You looking for my codex anyway. Let's go. And take them away from the city. I mean, that's what I would have did. I'm just saying. But K-Mara, okay, I got you. K-Mara. I got you. But I appreciate you coming in. Well, let Zod chase me to somewhere where it's deserted. That's why there was a big emphasis in the next movie of Batman v Superman. We evacuated all the people. I mean, it's in the movie. I didn't make it up. They did it. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's transition over here. But of course, we got to just take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back with more of the Dre Max Show.
Hey, y'all, I got a great new album in the mail today.
I don't like the way the honey sauce dripping on my chicken wings, my chicken wings. But I got the honey sauce, the honey sauce for your chicken wings, for your chicken wings, yeah.
This is a fantastic album, man. Let me borrow it.
No, my brother. You've got to buy your own.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right, what up, She? What's up? Trust me, I had the same problem with Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime ain't out here doing what he's doing to Decepticons like that. They made him a complete murderer. That's not Optimus Prime. You know what I mean? But oh well. Anyway, let's transition over. Let's get to this video. Gunn versus Feige franchise building. 7 key differences between DC and Marvel. The Max flicks. I want to check out and see what this creator has is talking about. And see if if we agree, exactly the differences here. So let's get into it. Gunn versus Feige franchise building. 7 key differences between DC and Marvel. Let's go. And the full video is in the description.
6 years ago, when Endgame came out, the level of excitement and anticipation for that film was just next level. And every film, it seemed, that came out from Marvel at the time was almost $1 billion hit. But I think as a superhero fandom and looking at the genre, we have to finally just admit that we are not at that stage anymore. Not to say there's no chance of us getting there, but I think the words of some prolific directors like Martin Scorsese, who said that superhero films are not cinema.
Come on. You know what I mean.
And Steven Spielberg, who said that superhero films are going to go the way of the West. And
what's up, boycott Activision?
There's not many Westerns around anymore.
Smart aleck.
Yeah, I'm moving on, Sakura Kingdom. I put it in the comments.
These floating voices are looming in the background and kind of laying a bit of pressure on directors and filmmakers of the superhero genres to deliver. So what I wanted to talk about today was essentially looking at DC and Marvel. What are the 7 things that I could identify that are separating their approaches to world building? The first thing I wanted to start off with is scripts.
So I do like he's given several differences. So with just before he goes, what I've noticed so far is that James Gunn's attention to detail with even minute characters is a little far greater. He's not afraid to know that this is a comic book world. Kind of like I think somebody brought up The Boys in the chat. I'm not for sure. What's up, Sam? But kind of like in the Boys universe, they're not afraid that these people are quote unquote superheroes, right? And a little bit, we want to take away from the superhero comic book aspect sometimes. You know what I mean? Where you change character because you might think it looks too goofy, or you make them look ridiculous. You know, my man MODOK, me and D Sizzle used to talk about MODOK all the time, but MODOK looks ridiculous. You know what I mean? And it's not the character. That's not the character. I don't know who that is, but Yellow Jacket is not MODOK. MODOK is a whole separate entity. So what I do like what James Gunn is doing right now is he's giving you the comic book characters, even some that's so obscure I didn't know who White Rabbit was. I thought he was being funny until I found out that's really a character. Oh my God. So I do like that, but I just wanted to point that out.
Scripts
All right,
are the
scripts.
starting point for any film venture. James Gunn has come out and said the most important thing for him before they make a film is that the script is solid. To the point where if they have plans in place to make a film, if someone comes along with a script that is complete, that is ready to film, that has a much better completed story than they're currently working on, they will put that ahead of any other projects. It means that whatever that's going to be put on the screen, whatever we're going to see, will only be there because in the script, it blew everyone out of the water and it was better than anything else that was ready to be shot at that time. That is a major advantage over any other strategies. This, as opposed to the MCU and the way they've approached things. Well, Kevin Feige, he'll announce the actors well before the script is done. I mean, this is evidenced in the fact that we've got Mahershala Ali, who's supposed to be playing Blade, and Blade was announced back when PlayStation 2 just came out.
Oh my God, man! You know what, Max? I need you. I need you on the show, because man, did you not? You have said just in that small part what has been my problem with the MCU. If you go back and look at Brave New World, matter of fact, compare the script to Brave New World and Superman. There's no comparison. Superman is a better script, even though I don't think it was the better overall movie. And because there were some things that in Superman that I would have chopped or tweaked just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So made it a tighter movie, but that's my personal opinion, the way that I look at it. But it's way better than Brand New World. I don't know what the hell it went through. How many times of reshoots? If I'm not mistaken, did they announce a bunch of reshoots at the end of the movie for Superman? Because I don't remember any. But they damn near filmed a whole new movie with Brave New World. And then what he just said about Blade. Blade should have been out. Why is there no Blade? What is going on with Blade? So yes, and they had script after script after script after script. They was like, nope, not good enough. Nope, we want to do this. Oh, well, Sinners did that. We're not doing that. Well, you just make a simple, simplistic movie. Mika and Blue discussed a simplistic movie last night. Why can't they do it? I don't get it. I don't get it.
And this guy's been waiting around for years, and I don't know how long it's been, like 3, 4, 5 years or something since this movie was announced.
6 years.
And still nothing. And that's the problem, right? If you announce something that you don't yet have a solid script for, until that script is ready, until you have the right talent attached, you're in a bit of a pickle. People are excited for something, but you can only be excited for so long. What I also like about the development process that James Gunn has is that, unlike Marvel, who, you know, you can't fault them by getting a really A-list actor to be associated with the project to get people hyped up. It absolutely gets people hyped up. But if that project doesn't pan out, then that hype starts to dwindle.
Exactly.
Whereas the way that James Gunn's approaching it is, he's saying, well, let's get the script down first. I'm not going to associate any actor with any character until I see the script, because until we see the script, we don't know if A actor or B actor would be best for the story. That's such an amazing way of approaching it, because it means that those people who are auditioning for these roles are getting cast for these roles based on their ability to fulfill this role better than anyone else who has auditioned. And this is what happened with David Corenswet. David Corenswet wasn't a particularly well-known actor, so him coming onto this role of Superman means that he was cast for that role because he matched the vision of the director and writer perfectly.
I love everything he's saying right now, because this is the problem. And Erica D put it in the chat. Blame everything on Jonathan Majors. Blame everything on Kane. Jonathan Majors, whether I believe in the race swap of the character or not, was still the perfect actor for that role. Right? Was the perfect actor for that role. What they do, went a different direction. Like, I don't get it. What is the use going to a different direction? I mean, with everything that's said and done now, and everything is over with, the man is out here, filming movies and selling clothes. Don't nobody care about what happened. Put the man back in the role. No, we got Robert Downey Jr. We gave him a whole bunch of Disney dollars. So remember, it's Robert Downey Jr. Y'all like Iron Man, right? Just what if he was Dr. Doom? What? It's literally oh God. That's why I like what James Gunn. Like, seriously, the way that he wrote Peacemaker, there's nobody in the world that I would see other than John Cena in that role, because of the way that he wrote the script. It's almost like, John Cena is just perfect for it. And no, he's white. The informant media, he's not purple, he's white. So yeah, it's nobody else that I see that could be able to play that role. It's just that because of the way that he wrote the script, it was perfect. So I'm agreeing with a lot of what he's saying right now.
And now that we see that, I just know, looking at Henry Cavill, that he wouldn't have been able to fit Superman
the way that
he fit Man of Steel.
Yes.
And that's
I
because
agree.
of
What's up, Pam?
Production process.
Make sure y'all like and subscribe to Pam Entertainment, though.
Moving on to number 2, interconnectivity.
He's about to.
Script influences interconnectivity in terms of building a
hitting
5 to 10 year plan of films that you're going to be releasing.
Yes.
James Gunn kind of did this when he came out with his announcements of Gods and Monsters. There was all these things, the Authority. There's still the Batman story. There was a series about Themyscira. A lot of those things kind of fell to the wayside.
Yeah,
in
he
his primary approach of, I'm going to put forward first the best script, and that will be the story that gets made, which is why we've got Lanterns coming out.
Yes.
And then Clayface, which came out of nowhere based on a really great script. And then we've got Supergirl coming out next year. These are all.
And now they just announced Man of Tomorrow. You know what I mean? And I want to know if Clayface, since it's going to be the first horror movie of the DCU, is that going to be connected to the Batman? I'm very interested in that and see how that works out.
All based on great scripts. But the things it does prevent you from doing is saying, well, we will have
I think James Gunn did the informant media.
That's not really something you can really do. You've got to kind of hope and influence the opportunities to kind of say, well, we are directing it here, and hope that you've got enough characters to put together and create a cohesive narrative. It's very different from what Kevin Feige's done in the past, which has worked very well in that outlining what the future will be holding gives people an idea of where this is heading and gives the audience an idea of what to expect. It puts the pressure on for him to say, well, I have to get these out in this sequence, in this period, and the films have to line up in exactly the right way. He creates his sandbox, he allows people to play in that sandbox, but they have to kind of adhere to the structures he puts in place, and that the film has to end with this character at this point. The third thing I wanted to kind of talk about, which I thought was quite an interesting difference between Marvel and DC, is
okay. So to answer your answer your question, or to get to your statement, Chili Chimp, is yes. I understand where you're coming from. When I talk about race swaps, is that there is not enough black characters being played by black actors that's out in the forefront. They would rather race swap a white character before they bring a black character and let that actor, said actor, play that black character. That's where I have a problem with race swaps. I mean, technically, as petty as I am, I race swap everybody, but I'm not that petty, and that's why I don't own a studio.
As we've seen from Superman, the world that these characters live in is similar to ours, but it is not our world. Gotham, Metropolis, all these places, they are in a comic book world. The world of Metropolis, there's a monster of the week. It seems to be something's happening to these people every other day. And, you know, that's not realistic in our world. But in the comic books, it's so normal. There's always something weird happening. And you don't have to justify that by saying, oh, like no one's ever heard of these creatures, or like dragons don't exist in this world, or whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Man, he's hitting
With
some points.
Marvel, and Kevin Feige has kind of reinforced this idea, is that their stories take place in our world, in our reality. And you've got to wonder why he's approaching it that way. I guess some of the reasons I can imagine he is doing it that way is because he can address real world problems with his storytelling.
Yes,
I don't see
I can
why
see that.
he can't still do those same narratives and those same stories in an else world. But I'd be curious to find out a bit more. I mean, like, he hasn't really expounded on that too much in Kevin Feige's approach of having this be in the real world. But I like that there's two approaches. It'd be interesting to.
Hold on. I look, I got all the mental the mental capacity. I just don't have the money. Maybe you know, if I just get with the hood, I can make a little money and make my own studio. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, I guess I could have asked my friends from Wakanda, but I don't think they gonna give it to me after they found out I got kicked out of MIT.
See if there are benefits or negatives that come out of those approaches moving forward. So the fourth thing I want to talk about here is one that I've actually found to be one of the most interesting aspects of the approach that James Gunn and Kevin Feige have to these worlds, and that is genre. There's no doubt that the Marvel Cinematic Universe was interesting because of the way that they portrayed different genres leading up to Endgame. Sci-fi, intergalactic stories with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think they did a really good job with that.
Crime thrillers with Winter Soldier. We had horror elements with Doctor Strange. We had comedies with Ant-Man. And this kind of created a lot of excitement because it meant that, well, these stories aren't boring because we're not seeing the same thing over and over again.
That's why a lot of people had a problem with Kang getting whooped on by ants in Ant-Man, because we look at Ant-Man as almost like a comedy like character. We wasn't looking at Ant-Man like we do Captain America or Iron Man. So for them to do that is not Jonathan Major's fault. It's not even the character's fault. It's the writing. And this is the reason why the writing start falling off. But I believe, again, that they sabotaged that movie then because they didn't believe in the character of Kang. Even though you have a great actor like Jonathan Majors portraying that character, to do that means you didn't believe in the character at all. To me, is my personal opinion.
We're seeing them with different genres. James Gunn's approach is similar in that he's like, well, we're going to do different genres. But the difference being that the MCU has a different genres, but the same feel in all of them. You know, you watch Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
I agree.
A horror, essentially. You know, Wanda is intense in that movie.
Yes.
But there's still the quippy jokes. There's still the comedy aspect. There's still the formulaic presentation, which means that it's not fully, truly delving into horror.
Yes.
With the approach that the DCU has, there's no restrictions
on
age limit. Family-friendly Superman film to peacemaker, violent, crass, intense kind of story, right? And that's kind of what James Gunn's doing. So these two approaches present potentially very different outcomes.
Okay, before he goes any farther, do you like the fact that you do have on one end a family-friendly movie like Superman, And then on the other end, you have a more adult oriented content like Peacemaker. Put in the comment section. I want to hear what you guys have to think about that. Personally, for me, and it's connected into the whole entire world, and we can get both. I like it. For the simple fact is that, again, going back to DC animated, that's literally what we kind of had in DC animated. There were some characters that wasn't like Superman, that was just hunky-dory and, you know what I'm saying, saying all the right things. You have people that was cussing and stuff like that in the animated series. So to make that approach in the DCU, like the way that they're doing, I have no problem with that. And then you could be able to have your audience that, you know, hey, I want a little more hardcore type of feel in my television show. Well, I could watch Peacemaker. Well, I want the more family-friendly element. There you go with Superman. So I like that. Personally, I like that. But what do you guys think? Put it in the comment section or put it in the chat.
The predictability of the MCU trained the audience to know what they were going to be getting. But the audience loved that and anticipated that because the films were good. There were some odd ones here or there, but the films were consistently good up until Endgame. So the audience was trained to expect quality. The challenge is now that the audience has been trained to expect mediocrity. Because that same tone and same feel and all that kind of stuff, even though it's different genres, it's kind of a lighter version of those genres. It's not the true form of those genres in some respects. In some they are, but in some they're not. This can kind of create a real problem for the MCU because now they're having to build a momentum again to kind of reframe that. And I think they're actually doing that pretty successfully. Thunderbolts was really awesome. I love Thunderbolts. It's one of the first films that after it came out in the movies, I actually wanted to watch at home once it came on VOD. And the same thing with Fantastic Four. I didn't think it was better. I thought Thunderbolts was a better film, but still an improvement. A really fun story.
I agree.
And I'm excited to
Me
watch
and
it
him
again
agree
when
a
it
lot.
comes out on streaming. So they are on an upward trajectory, and I think that will have a good impact.
I agree with that more and more.
But this is the opportunity that I think DC has to create something very exciting, which is that you can create something that is 100% actually a comedy. And then with the very next film, do something that is 100% horror. To not shy away from anything that might... I
think that's what you're doing with Clayface. And I think that's why I like Peacemaker so much. Because you have the comedy element of Peacemaker, but you also have this tragic story about family and racism and different things, all these emotions and all of it in the same show. It's a lot to take in, but man, they blend it well, and I got to give James Gunn his props on that. Same thing he did with Creature Commandos. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of tragedy in a lot of different elements that was in that show that was technically a cartoon. And then you come here like, wow, you know what I'm saying? When the story unfolds and you see all the stuff that happened, like that was way better than I expected. Way better. So I'm agreeing with this brother so far. A lot of stuff he's hitting on.
Alienate your family audience, you can embrace something that will attract different
audience.
Fans.
Yes.
I think that a lot of people that love horror, like a horror movie, or love the genre of fantasy, or love the genre of comedy, or rom-coms, or whatever it might be, can gravitate specifically towards these films because they are creations of the directors and writers. That means that potentially your audience could be wider. At the same time, there is the challenge of saying, well, we've just had Superman come out and Superman was family friendly. I want to follow the journey of this, but for young kids coming out of this, right, they're expecting something similar maybe moving forward. And so going into the next thing, which is Peacemaker is such a different thing that certain audiences might not be in a position, as with their age or with their restrictions and what they're able to do or what they're interested in, to delve in something so drastically different that you're now in a position where I don't want to be having to watch something that drifts so far away from what I loved initially that now I'm forced to watch that to catch up on the story that might happen down the track. The story of Peacemaker follows on the events that happened in Superman, and I want to know what those events are. They might not interconnect to a future movie. They might be still very independent, but I just kind of feel like I still want to see what that is. And I can imagine some other people being in positions where they say, well, I want to watch what happens next, but Peacemaker wasn't my cup of tea. That could be a potential thing that prevents audiences from coming into your cinematic universe, and that could be a challenge. Now, this leads to point number 5, which is longevity.
And Marvel has that. What's
really
up,
what I
Iron
mean by
Waffles?
that is, can we see these stories progressing and still making money and still being an audience focus 10, 15 years down the track? With the
Marvel
MCU,
has that in the bag.
the feeling is still the same, the tone is still the same, and unless the stories are exceptional, I do not feel like there would be enough to influence audiences to come in the numbers that they had previously. Maybe they'll never get the numbers that they had previously, but the same tone, the same feel for the next 10.
Let me ask you guys, and you guys who are watching it on the replay, you can put it in the comments, or you guys can put it in the chat. What would get butts in the seats and that old familiar Marvel feeling back again? For you guys, what would you like to see for you to see butts back in the seats and for that old Marvel familiar feeling in? Put it in the comment section below and let me know. Or put it in the chat.
Years down the track, I wonder if that still has the legs that you'd want it to have. This opposed to the DCU approach, being that every film has a unique signature, a unique imprint from the director. It is a story true to the genre. That means that you can consistently have variations of characters in these genre favorites that don't have to stick to a same feel. And whether you make a horror movie now that's true to horror in 2025, or you make a horror film with a superhero character in it in 2030, it's still going to be true to the horror genre. It's not going to be in a formula window. And that means that those films will always be interesting. They won't be restricted. The fact that they'll have superheroes in them won't change. Whereas if they got the same feel, regardless of genre in the MCU, they might not have that same excitement. I might be wrong about that, but that's just kind of how I feel about it, thinking about it moving forward. Based on that, I think the DCU, although they might not make as much money on their current structure as MCU will make in theory, I think that the longevity of the DCU is a lot more positive, looking at it that way.
Do you think the positive, looking at DC, do you think DC will have more legs in the long run based on what they're doing now? Or do you think it'll even themselves out and they'll become Marvel in 15 years? Put it in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Because for me, what James Gunn is doing right now, I think it's incredible. It's very simplistic. I believe it's incredible. For the simple fact is that he's just keeping it simple. And he has scripts already on deck. So he's not flying by the seat of his pants. And to me, it seems like he has a structure, you know what I mean, that he's trying to build. So that's just me personally. But what do you guys think? Put it in the comment section below. And Reginald Davis, what's going on? Reginald Davis, what's up?
Difference number 6 is that, moving on to difference number 6, is that the DC has Elseworld stories, whereas Marvel does not. I guess there's a bit of an asterisk to that, is that Marvel does have Elseworld stories in their What If series, the animated series, but I don't think that carries much weight to it because it's just kind of short episodes
in their own thing,
confined within that animated series to tell those stories, whereas DC has had a lot of success. I'd kind of argue that they've had more success in Elseworld stories than they have with the previously DCEU brand, with Joker, with the Batman film. It just means that you have the opportunity to do something so radically different that although you'll have your mainstream Superman, you could just go out there and someone could come up with a great script for Red Sun or for Absolute Wonder Woman. And so there's not these restrictions that you have on this storytelling. I think that lends itself to a lot more excitement with the DCU than Marvel, because
and Tina, I agree. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times the studio is just putting their hands all over everything too. When we talk about these films, we have to remember that the studio has no problem putting their fingers all over somebody else's project. Now, what he just said was not only a great idea for what Marvel should be doing, but DC, I think, will succeed even more. And that's how having these Elseworld stories and not being afraid of the Elseworld stories because you think it's going to affect your bottom line. Some people's like, oh, we're going to have two Batmans in there. Why would we want to have two Batman? Hey, look, I'm all for whatever Batman is on screen. If you got a Batman over here and I'm a fan of Batman, I don't care if Batman's in the DCU or he's in the Elseworld story. What is the story telling me? So I'm perfectly fine with having an Elseworld story of the Batman over here and another Batman over here in the DCU. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing that to me that Marvel should have done. Like I said, okay, we're talking about Black Panther. You could have had Ultimate Black Panther over here. You got a multiverse. Do a multiverse story of Ultimate Black Panther over here. Or you got a multiverse story of Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau over here. Or you got this story. You got that story. It's not, you're already convoluted. Just make something else that has nothing to do. You're already making something that has nothing to do with nothing with what else. Make a story over here. If, like you said, if somebody brings you a bomb-ass script and you're like, yo, I could be able to do something with this. Do it. Do it. And let them know this is an Elseworld story. Or more, you got the Marvel Knights line. You can do more of your mature rated stuff over in Marvel Knights. I'm just saying.
I think there's such epic stories that could be told with Marvel that wouldn't match the narrative of what they're currently doing, but they just don't have the opportunity to do that. That is a bit of a difference, I think, where there's a step above on the DC side of things. Difference number 7. The DCU's approach to storytelling and the amount of product they're putting out is that I think they're limiting it to 1 or 2 movies a year with like maybe 1 or 2 series that come out every year. Whereas Marvel has 100% overdone it. Up until Endgame, I don't think they had a problem. And I think there was a lot of hunger for more. But the problem is if you give the audience what they want to the point where they've got so much, I don't think anybody really realized how that would impact us. Is that it was like, then either was too much. And the problem with the amount that we're giving is that it wasn't up to the quality of the stuff we had before.
Hate. Double hate.
Loathe entirely.
I think it's created a lot of issues for Marvel.
It has.
My wife and I sitting there going into Thunderbolts and having these major events happening in Thunderbolts. We were like, where are all of the Avengers? Why aren't they around? And kind of looking at
we literally, a lot of us been saying this. We've been saying, yo, where is everybody? You got Thunderbolts going on and Captain America doesn't show up in your movie, but he's supposed to be building a new Avengers team. Okay. This shows me the level of, how can I say this, of care that they have with these characters. You introduce Sam Wilson as Captain America. We do a whole Disney Plus show. Disney Plus show was fire. I love the Disney Plus show. I didn't like the movie because the Disney Plus show was way better than what they had here. You know what I mean? But then what did you do with him at the end of the movie? Did you have them go out and go get a new team? Did you have any of that? Nope. You have anything, but you sure use Thunderbolts, a movie with a bunch of B, C-list characters. I'm just being honest, a bunch of B and C-list characters, but they get the Fantastic Four coming into they get to see it, except for Bucky. Bucky is still up there, but I'm just saying, but you didn't do the same. You didn't have that same energy for Captain America, but you want to sell me. You want to sell me on Captain America. I mean, Sam Wilson being the new Captain America, but you didn't give him the love or the care to let the Thunderbolts or anything interact with him. See what I'm saying? The same thing I said with Shuri. If you thought that they took Shuri seriously as Black Panther, I got beachfront property in Idaho to sell you, because they didn't. She legitimately disappeared out of everything. All the stuff that was going on, there's no Shuri, there's no nothing. It's the lack of respect that they have for these characters. That's what it is. Puma Lee, we ain't got that membership. What up, Puma Lee? Appreciate it. Let me go ahead and hit you with what's up?
Taste the biscuit.
Thank you.
Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
He gonna beat me up one day. And Q is not a robot out here gifting memberships. Shout out to Q is not a robot for gifting that membership. Appreciate you. You know what? I don't have anything for gifting the membership, but I got this.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
Appreciate it. Vegeta is my favorite Dragon Ball Z character, letting y'all know. I believe that is fact also. You said the DCU will eventually have the same problem the MCU has with too many characters and not being present for big events. Do you think? I think because they're keeping the budget so low with a lot of these characters not being A-list celebrities, I think you could be able to have them all in there. And I believe when James Gunn said this is what I'm doing with Gods and Monsters, that these characters will have to show up in different products, whether it's in the animated series or television or movies. Do you know what I mean? There you go, right there. So if it's embedded into the contract, I don't see that. If they got to show up in other projects, if they signed on for this and it's in the contract that they got to be in something else, well, and you're not paying them a lot, I think that's better.
Up, it's like
Jude
there's
Division.
not actually a clear reason why some of these Avengers can't help. You know, some of them are just floating around, or it's like a loose end that hasn't yet been addressed, but there's no real reason why some of these guys aren't popping up. Kevin Feige kind of said that one of the reasons why he feel like Thunderbolts didn't do as well as they'd hoped was because the expectation, it felt like the audience had to do a lot of homework. And watching Thunderbolts, it wasn't the case. You could go into that without having watched anything and be like, oh, okay, I can follow the story without any issues. But I think that's how the audience felt was, I don't know what's going on. Who's this guy? Was he from a TV series? I think he was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And who's that character? And like, you know, it created a bit of a sense of like, wow, I don't know if I can watch this without having to watch a whole lot of other things that people have said weren't great. There's no motivation to do that. I mean, I'm a massive superhero fan. I haven't watched Secret Invasion. I heard it was trash. I'm not going to watch that. I absolutely love the Secret Invasion comic books and their storylines. Not at all what I was hearing happening at the end of that, which they created characters that were so overpowered that it just completely destroys the whole MCU. So yeah,
Secret Invasion was the worst thing that ever happened. I did not see the grifters coming nowhere close as hard on Secret Invasion as they did on Ironheart. And Secret Invasion was a complete upload piece of garbage. It was garbage pail juice, maggots swimming in it, taking a bath, all of that, just garbage. And you have Ben Mickelson and Samuel L. Jackson and Don Cheadle I'm talking about bomb actors, and that's what you give me. garbage. But yeah, let's jump on Ironheart.
Like, I think the approach now that Kevin Feige is saying he's going to be having is that there are going to be limited amounts of films, that they're going to be events. There's going to be 1 or 2 a year, similar to kind of DC. And I think that approach moving forward is going to be the right one. Too much is too much. If you go into KFC and you're eating way too much KFC every single day, at one point you're going to get over KFC. If you space it out pretty well,
I'm about to say, I'm eating a lot of KFC like that, y'all.
Don't tell my wife I said that.
Uh-oh.
Those are the 7 differences.
You did a good job.
For
a really good job with this
where
video.
The world building is for these 2 universes. I'm excited to see who has it right. Hopefully both are successful. We want Marvel and DC to do well.
Yes, we do.
It's good to have rivalry. I think it's healthy to have rivalry where you're like, DC's doing great, and like, I think this was better than Marvel's, and Marvel did this great, and that's better. But ultimately, we want good, better, best, not like bad, terrible, and then comparing which was better than the other worst one. We want to be having
caliber,
like
a
really high level of quality, and then comparing those and seeing those compete. That's what we want. Will Scorsese and Spielberg be the voices ringing in our ears for the rest of time?
No.
Or do you think that there's a real opportunity here for the superhero genre to have a re-emergence in popularity and excitement and quality? I think that there's a good chance that we can see a lot of growth and seeing which approach might do better, but ultimately hoping they do really well. What do you guys think? Do you think there's anything I've missed here? Are there any other reasons outside of the 7 I've listed that you think are really key differences between Marvel and DC? And who are you rooting for? Do you think DC is going to destroy Marvel, or do you think Marvel's going to have the upper hand based on their history and on the fact that generally audience is a lot more familiar with what they've done?
Great question. Great question at the end. Do you think DC is going to overtake Marvel, or do you think Marvel's going to have the upper hand because of the longevity? Put that in the comments section below. Great video. I'm gonna let his whole entire video. Matter of fact, like, share, subscribe to the Max Flicks. He did an amazing job on here. I'm gonna subscribe to his channel. He has 475 subscribers, and he has 476. He got some great content. I might do another reaction video. Why Superman is a better film than Man of Steel. Might have to do some reaction videos to a couple things that he did. I like the way that he structured his content. Great question at the end. Great video. I liked it. I really enjoyed this video. If you see this, the Max Flicks, shout out to you. You know what I mean? This was great stuff. And I just so happen, sometimes I guess it's just the algorithm. I could be going through my homepage and something will pop up and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna check that out. You know what I mean? And that was a great analysis of the several differences of DC and Marvel. But what did you guys think about it? I really enjoyed this, but you know what I enjoy real quick? A great commercial break with some honey biscuits. I'll be right back with more of the Dre Max Show.
Knight Rider will continue in a moment.
Them biscuits I smell, Mom.
That's my Hungry Jack.
Tommy takes one of them. Them my mama biscuits. Them my mama biscuits.
Switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does a 10-pound bag of flour make a really big biscuit?
If y'all notice, this whole entire video was a great analysis that wasn't, picking one side or the other. They just, the Max Flicks just made a video giving you directly what he believes is differences without grifting. You see how you can give critical analysis without grifting one side or the other? You know what I mean? He's not chilling or he's not grifting. He stayed, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. I liked every minute of this. I did. And brother, you got a like for me, you got a subscription. Hopefully you see this video. I really appreciate what you're doing. And I wouldn't mind having him on the Blurred AF one time. But just, hearing his thoughts about the genre and different things like that with me, Blue and Mika. You know what I mean? I think to have him on just to get his thoughts and stuff like that would be really great. So yeah. I do remember when that commercial drop. So yeah. You said I'm done with Marvel until they do right by people. I check out DC, even though I wasn't a big DC guy outside of the big three. I wasn't a big DC guy outside of Batman. Just being real with you. You know what I mean? But be Batman. Yeah, D Sizzle. He ain't falling for none of that. He gave a complete analysis. And it was dope, and I appreciate his analysis. Again, you see this, I appreciate you. One day, hopefully, you'll see this, man. We can link up, man. Get your subscribers up, man. Get your subscriber. I want to help you get your subscribers up, even though I'm a smaller channel myself. But man, I love the content. Love the content. Look at Miss Roberta gifted 5 memberships out here. If you don't have a membership, get your free membership that Miss Roberta put out. And of course, I gotta hook Miss Roberta up because she out here.
Gang bang. You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat. Gang bang.
All right. Again, I appreciate you guys, that came in. Wonder Man, I'm not excited about the show. I'm not. I'm going to just be honest with you. I'm not excited about the show. At the same time, I want to support Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. I do want to support him. And maybe, just maybe, I might like it. Maybe it'll be funny, or maybe it'll be interesting. Maybe it'll be something I wasn't expecting. Again, the reason why I don't like race swaps is because there's other black characters that could be introduced, or these actors could be playing other characters that are black. Yet we want to race swap them from a white character, from a white guy to a black guy. For what? When there's other characters out here that could clearly, can have that opportunity. Those characters could be shown, just like we did with Mr. Terrific, what DC did with Mr. Terrific. DC showed the blueprint with Mr. Terrific. They literally have. They showed the blueprint with Mr. Terrific. I just don't get it. Why? Let me shut up. All right. You said I'd rather eat that gigantic Geico biscuit than watching Wonder Man. I'll check it out and report back and tell you guys if it's good or not. I'm not going to go in with a biased attitude. If it's good, it's good. If there's good moments, it is good moments. If there's bad moments, I'm going to tell you about it. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm going to tell you this.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. Like I said, I'm not excited about this at all. I'm not excited about it. But I would want to watch it because I'm curious just to see what they do, honestly. But I don't know. I just feel like Yahya could be so many other characters in Marvel. Why waste him on Wonder Man? I don't know. But anyway, what did you guys think about this particular video, this reaction video? I am so glad that I did save this video to be able to watch it. I think it comes out this month. I think I don't remember. I don't remember. Being honest with you. But you know what's this month? My birthday, y'all. So we gonna have Dre Day. Only Make Easy Payday on the 26th of this month. So don't forget. You know what I mean? But what did you think about this video? Put it in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe power, y'all. Enjoy the rest of you guys this Tuesday. Where is my outro at? Look, you already know. I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.